Atlanta 911 operator 8715. What is the location of your emergency?
The
This
location
is
is
the
two
cab with
seven.
the transfer. 1 second, ma'am, for William Nye Drive, Southeast.
William Nye.
Yeah,
No, it's two.
NYE Drive.
It's William. Oh, you said Nye NYE, right?
Yes.
That's three voices you're hearing: a DeKalb County 911 operator, a Fulton County 911 operator, and the woman who's calling 911 making a false report, urging officers, the ambulance, and every emergency vehicle to hurry up and get to this Atlanta residence to save a woman and a baby from 7 men committing every crime you can think of. We have another Carly Smollett Jr. that ultimately cost young Scooter his life. This happened down in Georgia, and the reason why you have two operators on the phone from two different counties is because this woman called the police acting like she was next door watching everything happening at this residence in Atlanta. Meanwhile, she was in a whole other county. So when she dialed 911, the DeKalb County operator realized that the address she gave them was in the wrong jurisdiction, so she connected the caller to the Fulton County operator.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, DeKalb. Hello, caller.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Do you need police, fire, or EMS?
Actually, both. If you could say both. There was literally a shooting. The house, literally the neighbors next door, the house of the address that I just gave you. There is literally a whole domestic dispute going on. There's like 7 guys that live in this house. And
What's your
then,
name?
I'm sorry, what is my name?
Uh huh. Okay. Okay. Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, so I'm the neighborhood watch, and
Uh huh.
basically like I said, these guys they're like selling drugs in and out of the house. All you see is guys coming in and out of the house with guns and stuff. They holding guns in the air.
First off, this woman is lying. They don't even have a neighborhood watch in that neighborhood. They're somewhere in the Lakewood area. And she's saying she saw 7 men all at the house, all armed, each and every last one of them waving it in the air every time they walked out the door. So many red flags for this story. Like, how, Demetria? How?
And then it's like I'm not sure if they're pimping, but it's the situation that's going on right now.
Now she went from making claims that Tony Montana was in the house to claiming they're running streetwalkers in and out. Meanwhile, the so-called neighborhood watch lady on the phone that's not even in the neighborhood, she's a whole county away herself.
This girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl.
Now a girl missing her clothes is being assaulted, and she's watching all of this happen from a whole other county, as a neighborhood watch.
He literally fought the girl. I'm not sure what they was fighting over. If they was fighting over drugs, that's what it sounded like.
She's even able to make out what the fight at the house is all about. Amazing how she could teleport her ears a whole county away.
It sounded like they were fighting over drugs. And then they started shooting.
Now she's reporting an active shooting.
She had someone come over there and they started shooting. But the house needs to be investigated. They're definitely doing illegal stuff over there, and it's disturbing
How
the
many
area.
shots were fired?
I would say 3. It was 3 shots.
When did it happen?
It's happening now.
She says she heard 3 shots. Told the operator it's happening right now. We don't hear anything in the background, no yelling, no screaming, no arguing, no gunshots, no nothing. Yet she's insisting the house should be investigated. Up here luring the cops to the house under the false pretense that every crime you can imagine is being committed at that very moment, and she's witnessing all of it as a neighborhood watch. Although she's calling from not just a different neighborhood, the lady is in a different county altogether, which is why DeKalb County had to transfer her to Fulton County in the first place. And as the so-called neighborhood watch currently witnessing the whole incident is in another county, she just rattled off like 10 offenses. You can't make this stuff up.
Okay.
So I believe the girl is hurt.
And they're
that's
coming
why
from 273 William Nye Drive?
yes. And the girl is hurt because she was like bleeding profusely, like blood everywhere.
This lady said profusely. It was everywhere, all over the ground, but it was magically all gone when the cops got there, though.
Okay. Do you see or hear anything else?
Yeah, she's trying to get away, and they're holding her. She's being held hostage. Like she's trying to. They brought her. The guy that was fighting her, she ran outside naked, and then he was fighting her outside.
There's another offense she's reporting. She's saying they won't let the woman go.
And then there was another commotion. She tried to get away. He dragged her back in the house. So now they're at the door, literally fighting. She's trying to get out, and he's refusing to let her out. And it's like 7 guys in the house.
Okay. Give me one moment.
She said all of this is happening right now while she's watching. I mean, this is the longest fight ever. The imaginary victim is literally fighting 7 men all alone for like 6 minutes and kept slipping away. 6 minutes, 7v1. And 6 minutes may not sound like a long time, but if you're fighting for your life, that's an eternity. So right now, the operator is processing all this information while coordinating all the responders. Demetria is on the phone thinking, oh, they're not moving fast enough, or she's not getting the response from the operator she was expecting, which I don't know what type of reaction she was looking for. The operator is a professional. They don't start yelling and screaming and reacting. They have to stay level-headed in order to do their job effectively. So Demetria thought she would kick things up a notch by adding another layer to the story, something she never mentioned before. Listen to the new claim she came up with during the operator's silence.
There's also a child in danger as well because she has a baby.
She thought what she already told them wasn't enough, so she added a baby to the story too. Because we all know if a child is in trouble, there's going to be an extra layer of protection dealing with an innocent, vulnerable child. We all know why she added that to the story. I'm telling you, this level of manipulation is straight up diabolical.
Okay, you said the female is naked?
Yeah, she's naked and she's bleeding profusely from her head.
Okay. Can you give me a description of the male?
The male is like has like a caramel complexion, low haircut.
Is he black, white, Hispanic, or Asian?
He's black and he drives. I believe.
What color shirt and pants do he have on?
Blue, regular blue jeans and like a regular T-shirt. I'm not sure. I didn't really get the. Okay, I'm not sure if it was blue or black.
And you notice the description she's given isn't young Scooter. Scooter is dark-skinned with long locked hair. She described a man that was lighter than Scooter with short hair. That's why I believe it's true that he wasn't her target and she was indeed trying to get at another guy that was hanging out there associated with Scooter, but he was the one who got caught up and lost his life.
Okay, dark t-shirt. And what about the female?
She's light-skinned and she has black hair. She's probably about 5'3", 130 pounds.
And you know why she described that woman as a light-skinned woman? The same reason she brought up the baby. Because this jealous, insecure, self-hating woman thought if she said the woman was light-skinned, she would be seen more as a victim and get police to run over there faster, on higher alert, to save the damsel in distress, a story that as a dark-skinned woman herself believed wouldn't get the same attention if she described the victim as a dark-skinned woman. No different from her out here adding the baby to the storyline. She needed her perception of her make-believe victims to be a certain way to manipulate and cause a more dramatic reaction. No doubt about it, this was all a setup by an evil, jealous, insecure woman. Jealousy and envy is definitely at the center of this whole situation, and that's going to be uncovered during this investigation indeed.
What? Okay. And you said she's naked. Okay. Give me one moment. Let me get EMS on the line.
Okay.
You have reached Grady EMS. Do not hang up. Your call will be answered in the order received.
Now the operator is patching in Grady Hospital, and as you can see, Grady EMS isn't picking up on the first ring because they're super busy as the #1 trauma center in the area, experiencing more pressure on their whole system as the other trauma center in Atlanta Medical Center, closed down. That's the result of it.
Grady Hospital has one of the top 5 busiest emergency rooms in the country. The report by Nice RX Health says Grady had more than 160,000 emergency room visits in 2021. That is the 4th highest total in the country. Grady's emergency room visits have increased since the closing of Atlanta Medical Center earlier this year. The growth is putting a strain on Grady's staff, too.
So, Demetria making this call, she's pulling away valuable resources from people who really need help, from accidents to medical emergencies and real gunshot victims. Think about it. Demetria is pulling them away from real emergencies using her fake story. This is absolutely horrible. In my opinion, Demetria's lie is worse than Jussie Smollett or Carly Smollett Jr.'s lies. Her lies actually cause somebody to lose their life.
You have reached Grady EMS. Do not hang up. Your call will be answered in the order received. You have reached Grady EMS. Do not hang
Hello,
up.
ma'am. Can you tell me what they're doing right now?
Right now they're still battling. She's trying to get out, and the person is refusing to let her get out.
Yeah, right. They're still battling. I mean, this is the longest fight ever between a 120 and 130-pound woman and 7 men. 7. I'm saying, though, it wouldn't take more than 1 man to put her down when she didn't have a weapon or nothing. Remember, she claimed she didn't even have clothes. But yeah, according to Demetria, she's still watching the battle. It's going on strong.
You have reached Grady EMS. Do not hang up. Your call will be answered in the order received.
EMS, what's the address of the emergency?
Hey, Grady, it's Atlanta with a transfer. The caller is advising William Knott Drive, Southeast. Let me give you a little bit about what's going on at this location. There's a male at the location that's fighting a female. She is naked. A shooting. Shots were fired. About 3 shots were fired.
Repeat the address for me.
William Nye NYE Drive, Southeast.
Oh, okay. Tell me exactly what happened.
I had to call her and let her know what happened.
Now Demetria is about to consciously repeat a lie for the 3rd time. At any time, she could have stopped all this, but she kept going.
Hello.
Well, before I get into that, is this a business house or an apartment?
This is a house, and I think you guys should get here quick because this girl he's really hitting her, and it's a child involved. There is like 7 guys in the house, and they all have guns. You guys need to hurry and get here before she doesn't make it.
Ma'am, we already have help organized for her. What's the phone number you're calling from? Exactly what happened?
There's a situation going on in this house. There's 7 guys that live here, and they're basically, I'm not sure if they're running some type of sex traffic. This individual, she's a 5'2", light-skinned female, black hair. She ran outside naked, bleeding from her face. She tried to get away. She was dragged back into the house, and they're holding her hostage, and then there was a baby involved. So this situation is really serious, and he's punching her. If you guys don't get her, she's going to be really hurt.
I'm telling you, just listening to her rattle off all these lies, urging them to hurry up and get there is sickening. She got everybody on high alert. You have officers, EMS, everybody putting the whole public in danger, rushing over there on high speed to save this imaginary light-skinned 5'2", 120-pound woman and a little 10, 20-pound baby. A whole make-believe story with make-believe victims.
Atlanta, what's your operator number?
8715.
And you already have PD en route?
PD has been notified and it's being started.
Okay, stand by for 5.
What's your operator?
I'm
You
calm
want
8.
you want fire?
Stand by. I'm not sure if the protocol's been requested.
Okay.
Are you, ma'am, are you with the patient now?
No, I'm a neighborhood watch. I'm just literally a neighborhood watch. I'm not in the house.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, no problem. About how old do you think she is?
She has to be about maybe. She looks a little underage, but I don't want to say that. You know, looks can be deceiving. So she's roughly, I'll say between, let's just say between 18 and 21.
Then, as if she didn't already conjure up the description of the most vulnerable victim she could think of in her little head, she just added that the victim could also be underage. Once again, attempting to bring in another layer of charges here by reporting the worst offenses ever.
Somewhere between that.
Is she awake?
What do you mean, is she awake? He's beating her bloody.
Conscious?
He's beating her bloody. I'm not. He's dragged her back in the house.
Is she breathing?
Ma'am, he dragged her back in the house.
Now you hear her dumb, ignorant self getting an attitude with the operators. They've been nothing but helpful, listening to her whole make-believe story, dispatching all these resources to help, and she's getting antsy reporting this fake emergency.
Okay, I understand that. I'm going to ask you some more questions. I understand you're not able to see what exactly is going on now, but just answer the questions to the best of your ability.
Okay.
Were any weapons involved?
Everyone in the house has weapons.
Okay.
The 7 guys that live there, they're roommates or something like that. I don't know if all 7 lives there, but it's typically about the same amount that's there every day.
Okay. Is there any serious bleeding?
She's bleeding from her face, like the whole front of her face. She's bleeding profusely, and then there's a child involved.
Okay, is she responding normally?
Are you serious, ma'am?
Yes, I'm serious. I need to know for the paramedics if she's completely alert.
How can I assess if she is alert if I just told you they dragged her back in the house?
So like I advised earlier, just answer to the best of your ability.
She was breathing when she was outside trying to get away.
Hello, caller. If you don't know, you can just say unknown. That'll suffice.
Okay.
I can't get over how this idiot is sitting up here acting like this with 2 other black women, by the way. That's only doing their job. She's acting like they're inconveniencing her by asking all these questions when this dummy is the one who called them in the first place. Demetria, if you hadn't called them up there lying, you wouldn't have to answer all these questions. You're the one who put this all in motion, and somebody lost their life behind it.
Is she having any difficulty breathing?
I don't know.
Thank you for that. Atlanta's not requesting for fire to go out there.
Okay, we do have PD started to this location. 2 officers are en route.
I'm clear on 2 officers en route. Thank you.
All right, Atlanta is disconnecting. All right, thank you, caller.
Okay, ma'am, I'm sending the paramedics.
Okay, so that's the end of the 911 call that got 31-year-old Demetria Spence arrested and young Scooter's life taken away. As I previously reported, word is young Scooter wasn't her target. She was trying to get at another dude, somebody she was involved with that's connected to Scooter. Then this all happened on young Scooter's 39th birthday. He was about to enjoy the night with friends. The police showed up and only found 2 men there at the time, no 7 men, no woman, no baby, no fluids all over the yard. She literally got the house swatted. Scooter panicked, ran, jumped the fence, and sustained a fatal leg injury after being punctured by the wood. If you want to catch up on this story, you can check out my first video. The link is below in the description. But this right here was a 911 call. Demetria was lying from the very beginning of the call, talking about she was a neighborhood watch, witnessing all of this when she was nowhere near the neighborhood at the time. She was in a different county altogether. That's why she had to be transferred into the Fulton County 911 dispatch. Do you know how many men are in jail or in the grave over mess like this? Young Scooter isn't the only one. This evil woman definitely made a conscious decision to set the house up by calling the police and reporting every lie and crime that she could think of. She reported an imaginary fight while booking young Scooter for the fight of his life that cost him his life. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Do you think Fannie Willis should add more charges on Demetria? At this point, she's only been charged with filing a false report. Tell me what you think about this below. Special thank you to Rob P. I appreciate you, Rob, for all of your support for the channel, as well as Creed, Dark Power, Elmer, and Samuel. You can show your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balance analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.